September 2025 will forever be remembered as the month when Kim Taehyung, better known as V of BTS, transcended beyond the label of K-pop idol and cemented his place as a cultural icon. His sixth cover feature on W Korea's September issue didn't just dominate magazine sales, it sparked an artistic dialogue, ignited emotional fan reactions, and positioned Taehyung as the bridge between fashion, fine art, and Korea's evolving cultural identity. But what is it about these covers that feels so monumental? Why are fans calling him the icon of the decade? And why do critics argue that this moment marks a turning point in BTS's post-military narrative? To answer these questions, let's dive deep into the layers of this story, unfolding like chapters of history being written in real time. The morning of September 1st, 2025, fans woke up to a surprise. W Korea unveiled not one, but 6 distinct covers featuring Taehyung. Each image carried a different mood, yet together they formed a cohesive artistic statement. The internet immediately lit up. Within minutes, hashtags like #TaehyungWKorea and #IconOfTheDecadeV climbed to the top of global Twitter X trends. Online shops hosting the pre-orders for the issue crashed under overwhelming demand. Some armies shared screenshots showing that they had managed to secure multiple copies, while others lamented being too slow as resellers began listing them for triple the retail price. It wasn't just hype, it was history. Each cover told its own story. Fans and critics alike noticed the deliberate use of symbolism. One cover, with Taehyung bathed in soft golden light, reminded many of Korean ink paintings where light symbolizes hope and renewal. Another showed him in a sharp, minimalist black outfit, exuding regal elegance that critics compared to portraits of kings. A close-up cover, focusing on his gaze, sparked emotional reactions. Fans said his eyes looked like they carried decades of untold stories. This wasn't just styling. This was narrative photography. As one Seoul-based art critic wrote, "These images are not just covers, they are essays in visual form. Each frame asks us to look deeper, to see Taehyung not only as an idol, but as a canvas of Korea's evolving cultural story." The styling choice was equally deliberate. Taehyung wore pieces from Celine Printemps Spring 2026, a collection that embodies minimalism, bold lines, and freedom of expression. Celine has long been known for blending masculinity and femininity, and Taehyung's shoot pushed those boundaries further. By wearing Celine, Taehyung wasn't just promoting fashion, he was participating in a conversation about identity, artistry, and modernity. He became a walking intersection of East and West, proving that K-pop idols can carry the weight of global luxury fashion while embedding it with cultural soul. A French fashion journalist put it bluntly, "In Paris, models wear Celine. In Seoul, Taehyung becomes Celine." The timing was no accident. With Freeze Seoul 2025, Asia's most important art week, opening just days after the cover release, many saw this as a deliberate alignment. The shoot, with its painterly aesthetic and cultural undertones, felt like an art exhibition preview. Fans theorized that Taehyung's covers were designed to position him as a symbolic ambassador for Korea's artistic future. As one fan on Vverse wrote, "Hybe does no coincidences. Taehyung's W Korea cover is a cultural statement before Freeze Seoul. It says, 'We are not just music idols. We are Korea's art revolution.'" ARMY's response was explosive and deeply emotional. Some shared how Taehyung's journey from debut days to now mirrored their own lives. They remembered his boxy smile during rookie interviews, his soft-spoken demeanor, and his growth into someone who now commands the art and fashion world. One fan wrote, "I cried when I saw the covers. This isn't just about beauty, it's about legacy. He's showing the world what Korea is capable of." Others pointed out how Taehyung's covers elevated all of BTS, reminding the world that even after military service, each member is writing their own chapter of history. For years, Taehyung has dabbled in photography, art, and fashion, His personal exhibitions, his taste in film cameras, and his conceptual approach to his solo album Layover all hinted at his broader artistic ambitions. But W Korea's September 2025 cover cemented it. This was the official transformation. Taehyung wasn't just an idol anymore. He had become an art icon, a symbol of how K-pop is evolving from entertainment into cultural influence. A French-Japanese critic compared him to visual artists, writing, "Taehyung has no longer confined to music. He is Korea's answer to Andy Warhol, an artist who uses popular culture to redefine art itself." Western media picked up the story quickly. Vogue described the covers as timeless. Rolling Stone ran an op-ed questioning whether Taehyung's shoot signaled a larger trend of K-pop idols entering the fine art space. Meanwhile, Korean outlets highlighted the emotional connection, calling him an unofficial cultural ambassador for Korea. His ability to merge fashion with heritage, modernity with tradition, placed him at the forefront of global soft power. Many armies saw Taehyung's W Korea cover not as a standalone moment, but as part of HYBE's larger strategy. With Jungkook's documentary I Am Still releasing this September, Jimin dominating streaming charts, and BTS announcing a 2026 world tour, Taehyung's fashion statement fits neatly into the comeback narrative. Fans believe these are carefully coordinated steps leading to BTS's grand re-entry into global dominance, and Taehyung's role to embody artistry and timelessness. Fans went further, analyzing the smallest details. Some claimed the use of 6 covers was a hidden nod to BTS's 6 other members waiting for their reunion. Others pointed to the golden light motif as a symbol of BTS's comeback era, tying it to past album aesthetics like Wings and Love Yourself. Whether these were intentional or not, the symbolism added to the mythos. Every detail felt purposeful. Every pose seemed like a whisper of something bigger. If this cover can feel this monumental, what's next for Taehyung? Rumors swirl about his second solo album, possibly building on Layover's artistic soundscape. Others speculate he may host an exhibition during Freeze Seoul or even collaborate with global art institutions. But one thing is certain, Taehyung's journey is far from over. This W Korea cover is not the conclusion, it is only the prologue. At its core, Taehyung's W Korea September 2025 cover represents more than fashion. It's about identity, artistry, and cultural power. It's about a boy from Daegu who grew into a man carrying the pride of Korea on his shoulders. It's about a fandom that sees him not just as a celebrity, but as a mirror of their own growth. And most of all, it's about the future. One where BTS and its members don't just dominate charts, but rewrite the definition of global artistry itself. As one army beautifully summarized, BTS gave us music, Taehyung gave us art, together they are giving us history. When W Korea's September cover featuring Taehyung was unveiled, the global art community took notice. Critics from London, Paris, and New York hailed the photo shoot as more than a magazine feature. It was a piece of living art. Several art directors praised how Taehyung embodied both the fragility and power of modern masculinity, blurring the line between idol and muse. For years, fashion houses and magazines have used models as canvases. But in Taehyung's case, many argued that he wasn't just the subject, he was the artist himself, shaping the energy of each shot with his eyes, his gestures, his stillness. It was a rare balance of control and surrender, something only a performer like Taehyung could achieve. Sharp-eyed fans spotted subtle details throughout the shoot that sparked emotional reactions online. One accessory, a thin silver bracelet, was almost identical to the one Taehyung once wore during BTS's early Love Yourself era. Another background element, a crimson curtain, reminded fans of the iconic stage set from Singularity. Could these choices have been intentional? Was Taehyung, knowingly or not, embedding memories for ARMY within a high-fashion shoot? The theories spread rapidly across social media. To many, this wasn't just a fashion spread. It was Taehyung whispering a quiet message. I haven't forgotten where I came from. I haven't forgotten you. Curiously, HYBE and Big Hit remained almost entirely silent after the magazine release. No lengthy press release, no behind-the-scenes clip, no official explanation. This silence only fueled speculation. Why would the agency step back when the moment was so monumental? Some fans suggested it was intentional, that Hybe wanted Taehyung's artistry to speak for itself without the typical marketing gloss. Others whispered about internal strategies, hinting that perhaps this was just the calm before a much larger storm, an album, a film, or even a global exhibition. The silence became louder than words, and ARMY couldn't help but wonder,